Hi, it's Dwyer, gamblersadvisory.com. Here with some thoughts on an upcoming fight between former middleweight champion Sebastian Sylvester, and he's taking on up-and-comer, someone I think you need to know, Grzegorz Proksa. Now, before I go further, just remember, the opinion you should follow should be your own. Just consider this video to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online. This fight is being fought in the same German city as Sebastian Sylvester's loss to Daniel Geale. Now, I didn't like the scoring in that fight. While two of the judges had Geale winning that fight by wide margins, right? One judge had it 118-110 for Geale. Curiously, the third judge had it 118-110 for Sebastian Sylvester. Sylvester's style is to have a very tight guard. He's somewhat similar to Felix Sturm. It's a very European style. He's shooting a jab behind a European-style defense. He doesn't open up much during the match. He's a defense-first fighter. And there seems to be, in my opinion, and hey, I'm not the mainstream press, I'm just some guy on Yahoo. There seems to me to be a bias in favor of that style in Germany. I thought Geale won that fight going away, as did two of the three judges. I have to question the judges in Germany in part because of this fight and several others, including, ironically, Felix Sturm's win over Matthew Macklin. So, if this were on a neutral field, right, a neutral ring, I would go for Proksa to win, right? I think he is the better fighter. I think he's the more talented fighter. I think he has the bigger upside. But because this fight is in Germany, my pick is the over in the fight. I believe that Sylvester's defensive guard and Proksa's mobility will have this fight go several rounds. I'm expecting the fight to go the distance. That's my preferred play. On a neutral ring, I would take Proksa. Let's talk about it. Proksa is like Roy Jones. In other words, if you look at his technique, everything is bold, everything is daring, everything, quite frankly, is wrong. He has the kind of technique that would have an Emmanuel Stewart or Bernard Hopkins cringing. He's not for traditionalists, right? He keeps his hands low, and I mean low by Sergio Martinez standards, right? Very high risk. When you throw a punch, he actually relies on head movement to avoid punches. In other words, a more conservative fighter would have his hands up, would at least use his hands to block some of the shots. This guy literally is just a guy who rolls with the punch and leans, right? He's a leaner. He just relies on head movement for defense. He admires his work. In other words, he comes in, he has power, he hits you hard, he hurts you. What does he do next? I believe if he had a camera, he'd take a picture, right? He looks at you, he enjoys his work. It's not a straight line to mission accomplished. Along the way, he's going to have fun. He actually enjoys the craft, right? He'll sometimes get inside, and this is a Ray Leonard type of dynamic. He'll get inside, Prince Nassim Hamed type of dynamic. He'll get inside, and then he won't throw punches, right? I think the idea is to let his opponent know you've been mastered. And it's to let the fans know, hey, I'm okay, I'm comfortable, I'm inside, and I'm in control, right? And so this guy is very entertaining. Other times he throws punches, they land, they're hard, they're effective, but he's not even looking to see if they land. He doesn't, sometimes he's admiring his work, other times he's not even looking at where he throws punches. But make no mistake, Proksa is unbeaten, and he is a major talent, just like Roy Jones. There's some guys you simply cannot judge by normal metrics. I believe this guy is one of them. And he's talented enough where at different times in the fight, he'll switch between southpaw and orthodox. And what I like the most about him is that he has a sense of balance to him where he can lead with power shots, right? And so there is a fight on YouTube. It's him against Pablo Navacuse, and you'll see that Navacuse forced Proksa to agree to a very small ring because Proksa, of course, has movement, right? And even with the small ring, which was one of the smallest I've seen, and the video's up on YouTube, you're going to see that Proksa won the fight by KO in the 8th. Proksa can also work the body. He KO'd a guy named Joe Rea on body shots. I think this guy's a big-time talent. I think this is a high-risk fight because he's fighting a defensive master who has more experience than him. But I do feel Proksa, at a minimum, is going to take this fight into the later rounds. And if he wins this fight, we're going to have a new player at middleweight. He's going to have a lot of talent, and he's going to be doing things outside the lines, right? Artists sometimes are able to leave the canvas. This guy has one of those gifts. Let me know what you think. I hope you take a look at this fight. Again, the fighter's name is Grzegorz Proksa. I think the guy is fun to watch. I also think the guy, more importantly, is a very effective championship-level fighter. We'll see if I'm right when he fights Sebastian Sylvester in Germany. Thanks for watching. Leave your comments for me here on YouTube. All I ask is that after the fight, win, lose, or draw, you stop by with your post-fight report. Thanks for watching.